Hello, my name is Paige Quasgro, and today I will be talking about the Bal Musette. So, why did I choose this topic? I was kind of interested in the study abroad program when we're going to Paris, France. So, since I could not go, I decided that I would do my research project on Bal Musette in order to understand the culture better. So, the topics that will be covered in this presentation will be the background information, the accompaniment, the movement, the clothing, who performs the dances, the venues in which the dance is performed, the intended purpose, and also the culture influence. The background information. The Bal Musette originated in Paris, France, and was influenced by Western and Italian influences. Throughout the 17th and 18th century, Bal Musette became very popular. In 1795, Bal Musette had 644 dance schools established outside of Paris. This dance was not limited to a certain social class, but the working class performed them more often. This dance actually almost disappeared as more people began to migrate over to Paris, France, but was saved by the people throughout Paris through the dance schools. What you have just heard was one of the more mellow instruments called the hurdy-gurdy. This instrument could be played fast or slow as shown in the video. Other instruments used within the bands were the violin, the musette accordion, the pictures to the right, and the clarinet. So this next slide is the accompaniment continued, and the first bullet point is the link of what we just watched. So the video we just watched was a man playing the musette accordion. As you can see that there are piano keys on the left side, and the ones on the right are the sound holes. These holes provide a place where the air can fill up and escape. So when you pull it apart, the air fills up within those little holes, and then when you push it together, the air escapes and provides the mellow sound. So these are described as working just like bagpipes, and for the fact of the pushing the air and creating the mellow sound that they both make. In the beginning of this video, you can see the musette accordion and the trio playing up on the stage. This video shows how informal the Bal Musette really is. The short choppy arm movements, the wrapping of the arms around the man's neck, the shuffling around are all signs that this is an informal dance. There are also people coming in and out of the room while dancing. The men are smoking cigarettes right on the dance floor as they throw the women up on the piano just to smoke their cigarettes and talk amongst themselves. If this were a slower song, the women's arms would still be around the man's neck, but would be swaying and they would be swaying in smaller steps rather than the choppy arm movements and the shuffling quick steps. So, as shown in the video, the men are dressed in very casual clothing. Most of the time, they wear their work attire because they come straight from work. So they wear their collar unbuttoned, they do not have a tie, they wear hats, they also have cigarettes in their mouths. Now, the women wear more casual dresses, they wear skirts and shirts, they wear no corsets, which are completely different from normal dresses, considering most of them do use the corset for the smaller waist. So this is really different from what they're used to because most of the time they would go to a ball in a big ball gown with a corset attached to their waist. So some effects that make the Bal Musette have a theater-like quality are that the band is on the stage. When I think of theater, I think of a stage. Another aspect is getting to act. People are very tired and stressed out, and if they can go out one night and either pretend that they're not or that they are somebody else that is great for them, that that has a theater-like quality also because they are acting. And the last aspect is that there's an audience. Not everyone is brave enough to ask somebody to dance or and dance in general. Some people just like to sit, watch, and observe. Theoretical aspects continued. So, watching the video and seeing the audience brings me back to what I was just talking about, with the audience being a theoretical aspect. The video shows the audience watching the couple as they dance all around the room. They are still shuffling due to the tempo of the music still being upbeat, and the woman puts her head on her partner's shoulder. The bouncing aspects connects the two and makes them look as if they are one dancer with their swift movements. They also show the gender twist in the background, a woman asking a man to dance, and if he accepts, they will hit the dance floor. As he accepts, the woman pays for the drinks and they hit the dance floor, creating another cluster to be dancing within. So, who performed the dances? The Bal Musette was performed by anyone who wanted to dance. Anybody, all age groups were allowed. Most important, there were no social class discrimination. The ones who mostly performed this dance were the working middle class. They needed something to do after a long, hard day of work. The nice thing was that they did not have to go home and change because the dance was so informal that they could just go in their work clothes and not have to worry. So, where are the dances performed? The dances were performed in cafes, restaurants, and dance halls. Most of the time, cafes would have small rooms in the back where people could rent out and they could all meet together and dance. This is where most women reverse the gender roles by paying for their drink and the man's drink. They also would ask the men to dance, and if not, a man, a woman. So women and women would dance together, but it was very uncommon to see two men dancing together. But most of the time that they would be talking on the dance floor and or sharing a cigarette. So what is the purpose of this dance? The purpose of the dance was to blow off steam. The men were just getting off of work and going to these cafes, restaurants, or dance halls, and either dance with their significant other or ask some other lady to dance. There were along the lines of entertainment rather than a competition. Also, women had the freedom to change and twist the gender roles, like we've talked about in the previous slides. Has the culture influenced the dance? Actually, the opposite has occurred. The dance has influenced their culture. When people were migrating over to Paris, the fear of the Bal Musette being extinct was very real. They did whatever they could to make sure that it would still be around. The people of Paris protested the dance halls until they were told the only dance that would be accepted was the Bal Musette. This dance was the voice of the working class and the freedom of expression they needed. Also, the romantic atmosphere is prominent within the dance and within their culture. When they are holding each other close as they dance is an example. Alrighty, this last slide is my works cited and all of the links that I've used within the pictures and within the citations in my text. Guys, I just wanted to take the time and say thank you guys so much for watching my presentation, and I hope you enjoyed it.